Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. There was an interview this morning with Laura McIver on Radio Scotland, and the two guests that she was interviewing were Jeff Aberdeen and Shona Robison. And they were trying. Well, Laura McIver was interviewing them. She was asking these various questions, and well, it was an absolute car crash. Shona Robison kept trying to defend Humza Yousaf's record, which is not really a good thing to do given how appalling it is. She was saying about his 100 days. The 100 days of Humza. Well, it's been 100 days of hell. The party's sinking in the polls. He's had MPs quit left, right and centre. He's losing by-election after by-election. He has at least 2, if not 3, sex scandals on the brew. There's the COVID inquiry, which is taking a bit of a turn. And if you haven't seen my video earlier today, do go and watch that video. That is definitely worth, because that will open your eyes if you haven't seen it. And then after trying to establish that he was actually a thoroughly good guy who's done also great things, which he hasn't. So basically a lying session from Shona Robison. Laura McIver turns to Jeff Aberdeen and says, "So, Humza Yousaf, what is he for?" And he couldn't answer. He just froze and then started blathering. And well, anyway, we'll take a look at the piece. It is a good question though, because I think, like Laura McIver, I've got to ask, and I'm sure you have to ask as well. Humza Yousaf, what is he for? Here goes. So, Shona Robison defends Humza Yousaf in a car crash interview. And then the ex-SNP staffer, Jeff Aberdeen, he was asked, what is he for? And he just didn't know. So ex-Chief of Staff Jeff Aberdeen said, the First Minister hasn't managed to establish an identity yet. Oh, yes, he has. Oh, he most certainly has. It's not a very good identity, and he spent years doing it. He's a serial fail merchant. He's Humza the Fail, Humza Useless. The champion, the king of fails. That is his identity. Anyway, Humza Yousaf's deputy clearly didn't like being asked about it on Radio Scotland. She got a bit of a cob on it, must be said. So Deputy First Minister Shona Robison was accused of misleading voters, say it ain't so, after a desperate attempt to defend Humza Yousaf's record during his first 100 days in office. How can you possibly defend the 100 days that Humza Yousaf has had? Critics describe the First Minister's record as a disaster. It's not even that good, is it? If it was better, it would be a disaster. Anyway, this is after he was forced to drop a series of flagship policies, and the SNP was engulfed in open warfare. He's also been described as weak for failing to suspend Nicola Sturgeon after she was arrested and questioned by police as part of the fraud inquiry. And that's probably not the only time she's going to be arrested and questioned, hopefully. Appearing on the BBC's Good Morning Scotland on Friday, Miss Robison admitted it had been a very difficult few months for the party. Oh, that's an understatement, isn't it? Before going on to set out a list of achievements. Nope, can't think of one myself either. She added, I think there's a lot to mark for those 100 days, but of course a lot more to do. Oh, I tell you, every day has been a joy. I'm making videos. I'm making 3, 4, 5, 6 videos a day, all about the SNP, and have done so every day since he's been in charge, because it has been a never-ending stream, an entire river. It's like the Amazon, but straight out of the toilet of Holyrood, and every now and again comes a bobbing turd and you realise it's another SNP or MP that's quit their job and is resigning. Honestly, it's terrible. It's great though. Honestly, this is the party that's launched 1,000 YouTube videos. Anyway, Laura McIver then asked Jeff Aberdeen, the former SNP staffer who was on the programme, he posed the question in regard to Humza Yousaf. We're marking his 100 days. What is he for? How would you answer that? It's a great question, isn't it? Sorry, I'm laughing. Clearly flummoxed by the question, Ms Robison reverted to the SNP's mantra of insisting that independents would deliver a fairer Scotland. She was also asked, Deputy Leader at Westminster, Mary Black, has announced she won't be standing again. Angus MacNeil has been suspended following a row with the party's chief whip. Is the SNP group at Westminster a happy one? Well, the ones who are quitting, they're happy. They're out. However, Ms Robison said, I'm responsible for many things in government. What goes on within the Westminster group of SNP is not one of them. Yeah, sidelining that question for sure. Earlier, Mr Aberdeen, who was the SNP's head of press and Alex Salmond's chief of staff, told the programme, let's not kid ourselves. This has been a very, very challenging start. He's inherited some very difficult policies. Every single one of them a green policy. All of them failed because they're useless. He says, we all know about the ongoing police investigation affecting Peter Murrell. He said, one of the things I'd like to see going forward from Humza is a bit more conviction. I'd like to see lots of convictions. I would like to see every one of them arrested, put in jail. I'd love to see that. So yeah, he's right. We need to see a lot more convictions. All these policies that I mentioned, DRS, the deposit return scheme, the highly protected marine areas, the alcohol sponsorship, he's actually reneged upon or reversed because he knows he can't get them through. He's absolutely beaten at every turn because they are madness. Every policy is madness and stupidity heaped on top of ignorance and, arrogance. That's what the party is at the moment. Anyway, he said, I think he should be taking credit for those things, make a virtue of them and move forward because we know what he's against. We know what he's trying to sort out. But what is he actually for? He said, I don't think he's managed to establish an identity as a First Minister yet. But we've covered that. He most certainly has. In response to the interview, Scottish Conservative Chairman Craig Hoy said, Shona Robison knows perfectly well that Humza Yousaf's first 100 days have been a disaster. It's unmitigated, an absolute car crash and mitigated disaster. It is the 100 days of hell, as I say. With the SNP having to abandon flagship policies and open warfare breaking out their own ranks on multiple issues. The Continuity First Minister has done nothing to sort out the appalling failures of the Sturgeon era. We've had even more delays and costs on the ferries, and Scottish businesses have lost millions because of the botched deposit return scheme. It could be as high as £1 billion, and they're going to come for their money, and the SNP haven't got it. The expensive and badly designed National Care Service has been kicked into the long grass. Highly protected marine areas that would decimate Scottish fishing have been postponed, but not scrapped. And nothing has been done about upgrading deadly roads or delivering for rural Scotland. He says, with that dismal record, it is no wonder Humza Yousaf has lost the confidence of his own party, while voters are fleeing from the SNP. Well, we say it all the time. The poll results. I did a poll yesterday. It's down. It's the lowest level for 11 years. The voters are deserting them. Even their own MPs are running away. Six have quit and are coming out of the next election. And you've got one that's just about ready to cross the floor of John Alaba. So he could lose 7. What's he doing? What is he doing that's so bad that everybody wants to run away from Humza Yousaf? And it is, and he's only got to go. So this is Craig O'Gall. Only the Scottish Conservatives can do anything. I know, that's fine. You expect him to bang his own drum. But yeah, it was an absolute car crash. And I've got to say, that's a very nice jumper that Laura McIver is wearing. Anyway, I shall round up there and I shall come up and we shall just continue laughing as the SNP implodes left, right and centre, and even the deputy leader cannot work out what the hell Humza Yousaf is for. He's no use, is he? Anyway, coming up. It's time and time again that these people go on radio or television, give interviews, and time after time, it's an absolute car crash. The trouble is, they can't actually tell the truth. There is nothing good that is true. The only things that are good are lies. And of course, they keep getting caught out in the lies. Because everyone asks them, how's this, how's that, how's the other, how's the LHS, blah, blah. They just can't tell the truth. They dare not tell the truth because it would be so damaging. And so they have to spin it and basically then get caught out in lies every time. I don't know why they bother. Just stop going for interviews. Say nothing. The best thing is say nothing. Anna Sawar is about to become the most powerful politician in Scotland, right? Next election, he's going to have this huge power base, right? Absolutely massive power base. When's the last time Anna Sawar gave an interview, talked to the press, done anything? No, he's learnt. He's looked at the SNP and he's learnt. He said, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep this closed. We're just going to put out a little story here and a little story there. I'm not going to sit there and big myself up all the time. And that's why he's going to be the next First Minister of Scotland in about 2 years' time. Certainly why he's going to have the biggest power base in Scotland come the next general election, because he'll have all the constituency seats at Westminster. It's just joyous to watch, though, isn't it? Anyway, I shall stop there. I shall round off, and we shall I'll come up. I am up. We'll round off there, and I'll just say thank you very much for watching, and do keep watching, and do please hit that subscribe button. It is very, very important because the metrics push the message. We've got to keep getting the message out, and the more subscribers you are, the higher up in the metric you go, and the more they go out. So do please hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, definitely leave a like. That also helps. And until next time, stay safe, stay well, and I tell you what. Just keep watching this space, because this bunch are just providing endless entertainment. It's brilliant. It's like a soap opera, but in real life. Bye.